Hello and welcome back to Albert versus the Asylum. You know what's awesome? Dinosaurs. You know what sucks? School. Do you know how to make something awesome suck? Yeah, the Asylum did it. They took dinosaurs. They said, we have the most awesome thing of all the things. Like monster trucks and robots combined are not as cool as dinosaurs. What can we do? Guys, we have to make dinosaurs less cool. Let's mix it with something that sucks. And so, we have Jurassic School. Why? I don't know. Let's take a look. And right off the bat, we have generic stock footage and credits in Comic Sans. Expectations lowered. The best part is it isn't even actual Comic Sans. It's dime store ripoff Comic Sans. As if they couldn't even afford the rights to use the world's crappiest font in their movie. Just know this kid asked for a BMX bike with pegs and a 360 brake rotor for Christmas, and his grandparents bought him this old thing.
What is your brother doing here on a Saturday?
Was it really necessary to show us a 12-year-old's cleavage?
Dinosaur programming doing.
Why even bother to lock it? No middle schooler wants this bike.
I've tried turning this thing off and on about 50 times. But the Bluetooth receiver in the dyno doesn't seem to be connecting.
Look, just because you took a Roboraptor from 2005 and spray painted it silver doesn't make it Bluetooth compatible, kid.
The board's loose.
Go get me a hammer, some nails, and a stud finder.
Okay. Try it now. It should work,
But it's over 10 years old, and we took off some of the parts to make it look cooler, so there's no guarantees.
Thanks, Tommy. Good luck in there.
Your pitch for Bluetooth-enabled Pogs is sure to impress the sharks. Sure, that acronym does seem pretty terrible, but before this they were called the Paleontologist of Only Partial Size, so this is a step up.
Have you guys met our special guest, Dr. Reginald Reynolds? He's head of the Prehistoric Research and Development at Vistatech Labs, and he's so graciously offered to help us choose an experiment today, and he's gonna stay and help us through yaps. Say hi, Reggie.
It's Dr. Reynolds.
Wow, I'm glad the score went all minor key there. I would have never guessed this guy was a jerk.
Me, Miss Hadley. Oh, great, okay.
Wait, what? Is he in this class? I thought he was just hanging out in the hall, smoking weed or whatever it is middle schoolers get up to these days.
It's built perfectly to mimic how dinosaurs once walked the earth according to current research.
Yeah, that Jurassic Park stuff, so fake, you guys. When dinosaurs walked the earth, they really looked like this. Majestic, is it not?
Robots like this can easily help us mimic behavior.
Yeah, like that one Twitter chatbot that turned into a white supremacist in like 5
Did you have any
hours.
problems with the project?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, great, but what's analog about it?
Analog. Relating to or using signals or information represented by a continuously variable physical quantity, such as spatial position or voltage. In other words, it's a robot! Everything is analog about it!
Oh, I almost forgot.
I don't know what analog means, and apparently you don't either.
Tommy, go for it.
Now before you start, Tommy, tell us what is analog about your backpack.
And we should be able to hatch a baby Ammonosaurus using an analog device to input the new DNA structure.
Is that awesome or what? Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to use the rest of my time to play with my Mega Blocks.
This analog device is designed to kickstart the Dilver system. We can start the process only using kinetic energy.
Wait a minute. This kid's just saying impressive sounding science words that don't mean anything. This movie's not going to give us instructions on how to build our own dinosaur at all. The plastic tubing has nothing to do with building a dinosaur, he just has to keep up with his mousetrap by mail game.
Using an ostrich egg.
From my very own pet ostrich.
Should work.
No, it
Did all
shouldn't.
the calculations.
Not only does my dinosaur mimic exactly how it used to walk the earth
In the prehistoric era of 2005.
technology, it guarantees no one will go hungry while sick.
You know, I get that the movie wants me to hate this kid, but he just made a robot dinosaur that poops donut holes. I'm not physically capable of disliking that.
Ethan's in. He'll be going to regionals.
But Reggie, don't you think...
It's Dr. Reynolds. As I said, Ethan's in.
Well, you didn't see any of the other kids' presentations. Laura has a full-size T-Rex just waiting out in the hall.
Your dinosaur poops out some good donuts.
There's plenty, come on.
Once again, the soundtrack comes to the rescue, letting us know that this is a negative turn of events for Tommy. Thank goodness we have music to tell us how to feel about things.
Reggie, wait.
It's Dr.
Tommy's project is
Reynolds.
far more technologically advanced.
Ethan has the talent and the charisma to win this YAPS regional, and that would make Vistatech very happy.
What would not
So
make
happy, in fact, we
Vistatech
might have a
happy is
position
a 10-year-old building an actual dinosaur out of an ostrich egg. Good day to you, madam.
You've been my science teacher for 2 years now, and I always said scientists like you are the lucky ones.
I guess the
You
Asylum
experiment
lost
with new
their
ways of
product
looking at the
placement
world.
deal with
And junior scientists
VidChatter.
like me are just as important, because we choose to be the next generation to shape the world, like I know my Dilver system can. I know my project can use a little more work, but it deserves another chance. Please reconsider, and thank you for your time.
Whatever.
How are you not impressed by that? A 10-year-old kid shot and edited a 5-minute video in the time that it took you two to walk out of the classroom into the hallway. Forget about all this dinosaur science stuff, kid. You've got a future in film editing.
Okay, fine. But if he messes up, it's on you. And I will pull the plug on the YAPS program.
Wow, he really dropped the ball there. Do you get it?
Yeah, it's Dr. Reynolds.
I'm sorry, I don't want to belabor the point, but what purpose does the gumball dispenser serve? And while we're talking about things that don't make any sense, why does this kid have a pink camo phone? Does he not get bullied hard enough?
Tommy, is everything okay?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's because she
All
didn't
right.
knock.
But next time, ask me. I'd rather you use my phone instead, okay?
It's got 4K video and the dynamic range is way better. Can we just take a second and appreciate the fact that this kid has apparently encoded his own dinosaur-themed email program? Is there anything he's not good at?
I've started seeing if there's a way to make a synthetic growth hormone. Some type of a dinosaur version somatotropin. That way we don't have to wait years or decades for the dinosaurs to reach maturity.
Right, because it's not enough to bring back actual dinosaurs from extinction. You also have to give them steroids?
Especially if we ever figure out how to clone larger herbivores.
Boo!
But I'm only in the first stage of
You should
research.
have no problem figuring the rest out. Assistant.
Why is this kid taking this? He cooked up dinosaur cloning in his bedroom. He doesn't need this research grant.
Tommy, how did it go?
Bzzz chats. Voted the bee-themed chat program with the most Z's for 3 years running. Well, you know the old saying, you can't clone a dinosaur in middle school without breaking a few ostrich eggs.
Of course.
Don't you know anything about science? Oh, he's typing so hard the power went out?
Yes.
After an all-night coding session, it's important to take a break to play with your Rube Goldberg machine. Who keeps selling this kid ostrich eggs? The ancient scrolls were true. A little dab will do ya. Ah, the egg hatched already into a giant pterodactyl. Oh, that's just a toy. Oh, no, giant T-Rex. Wait, that's ceramic. You gotta imagine Easter egg hunts at this kid's house are off the chain. Special effects provided in part by the Prehistoric Channel.
Come on, then.
Tommy, are you in there breaking another ostrich egg? Tommy? I hear cracking in there.
You're real.
Well, yeah, kid. What were you expecting? A hologram or something?
Where on earth am I gonna hide you until the whole week? Until the end of Yaps?
You go to a thing called Yaps? That sounds really stupid, but I was just born, so what do I know?
Tommy? Tommy? I heard noises. Is everything okay?
Hey, lady, are you this kid's mom? You letting me in a part of something called Yaps? You might as well be putting a giant sign that says bully me on his back.
Everything's fine, Mom.
Mom, can't I get some privacy while I play with my dinosaur? Jeez. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't whiskey.
In the world is that? Whoa, that is a hot lamp. Guess that's why they call it a heat lamp.
Well, he's obviously not the father.
You gotta watch.
That's why they call it a heat lamp? Seriously? How long have you been putting up with this kind of torture? Sometimes when Tommy was in his room by himself playing with his dinosaur, it got bigger for no reason at all. Hey kid, I know you're supposed to be the smart one, but considering I haven't eaten anything yet, where did all this extra mass come from exactly?
So you're not an M. Montesaurus.
That's all you have to say about this situation? Man, this is gonna be a long week.
You're a Hypsilophodon.
Hey, I don't like this racial profiling thing you've got going on here.
And your genus and species is much smaller.
Hey, you show me your genus and I'll show you mine and we'll see whose genus is smaller.
But then you just went ahead and reached full size after helping yourself to a growth hormone.
I'm sensing some judgment here, Tommy, and I don't need that. Hey, kid, you're the one who made me. How come I can't move my eyes or mouth or anything? Oh, good. Mom and Dad are watching the Fart and Whistle show. I should have at least 3 hours. They're not even watching television. They're just playing a record of comedy sound effects.
You've got to be sorry.
Well, it has been 65 million years. Seriously, guys, can I get a rim shot or something?
The Lost World. Beginning of an account of recent amazing adventures of Professor George E. Chapman.
Yeah, that's great and everything, but I'm actually more into the 50 Shades of Grey books, so...
Mr. E.D. Malone of the Daily Gazette.
And then the rest of the movie is just him reading from The Lost World in its entirety. The next day, Tommy comes home from school to find that Spike is sick from a lack of oxygen in the atmosphere.
Australian tree ferns. And... Sago palm. That's it, yeah. Sago palm. 1 hour delivery.
You know, even taking into account the fact that this is a movie where a 10-year-old builds a dinosaur out of spare parts in his bedroom, the movie still keeps throwing crap at me that I can't believe. Why is there a 1 hour plant delivery service? Who asked for that in this universe? Who needs their plants that quickly? I will suspend my disbelief about the dumb dinosaur. But stop throwing new stuff at me that is equally as unbelievable. You know, it's only just now occurring to me that this kid gets left to his own devices a lot, and he's super resourceful. Why can't we just throw some criminals into the mix and have a Home Alone, but with a dinosaur? Because that's what we need to see. Home Alone with a dinosaur. Ah, let me lightly jog away from that terrifying dog. And then make sure that I shut the door so nothing falls out of the back of my van. And back carefully out of the driveway. Careful, careful, watching my mirrors. Oh, too fast. Put it in gear. Oh, no, there's pedestrians in front. Now go. Whew, barely escaped with my life. Yeah, fun fact, this kid's room actually doubled as the forest location for a lot of the shots in King of the Lost World. Alright, I've got my potted plants and my giant frozen burritos. I guess we're ready to go. The next day when Tommy's at school, his sister discovers the dinosaur in his room, and you can imagine how that goes.
This is Spike.
Delayed reaction much?
Stop screaming.
Did you say dinosaur?
No, he said Spike.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I just another one of your robots.
Robot. Hey, I'm clearly a hand puppet, ma'am.
Tommy? I'm at the school library today doing some research, and Ethan and Dr. Reynolds are here. And Tommy, they're talking about kicking you out of the program.
He made a dinosaur. Why do we care if he got kicked out of the Yaps program? He obviously doesn't need them.
Don't you do anything more interesting?
Hey, cut me some slack. This puppet isn't very articulated. You should just be glad this isn't a full CG fest like the Asylum usually does.
The home run won't affect us.
So Tommy tries to show his experiment to the guy from the company, the douchebag kid sabotages him, and the egg explodes.
Tommy will be more.
And I really don't care about this part of the plot.
Be a next.
Let's get back to the puppet dinosaur, shall we?
I'm sorry, Tommy. I gave you a chance and you blew it.
What's wrong? I messed up a project and they kicked me out of Yaps.
Oh, Tommy, I'm so sorry.
You made a dinosaur! Who cares about the stupid Yaps project thingy?
But Mrs. Hadley still wants to see my project.
But I don't know if he'll be ready.
I'll help you get him ready.
What does he need to get him ready? He's a dinosaur!
Sure. It sounds like Ethan's only in it for the bragging rights.
Ah yes, train the dinosaur to ride a bicycle. They'll definitely believe you're awesome now. Unfortunately, once they reach the school, Spike is startled and escapes from the bicycle basket. First day of school! First day of school!
Yeah, and then we got
First day of school! First day of school! First day of school! Woo! First day of school! First day of school! Oh man, you guys, I forgot my backpack. Oh, it had a really cool human on it. Oh, you guys got Tactatus Logico-Philosophicus here? No way!
Project?
Yeah!
Tommy, you've changed history!
Wait, you're saying you built a time machine too?
Incredible. A creature like this has to be properly studied, preserved.
What do you think I'm
Where y'all keep y'all's Jacques Derrida at, huh?
It's a alligator with a bird's beak. No, I mean it's a giant armadillo with a giraffe neck.
Oh, you've got a kobold. Right, yeah, no, we'll be right down. We get that all the time. I can't believe they even have Venus and Furs in a middle school library. Oh, look over here, they have 120 Days of Sodom, you guys. What kind of police force is out there equipping their officers with unmarked Cadillac Escalades? Because I feel like those tax dollars could be used a little better elsewhere. Hey guys, the sloppy joes they're serving in the cafeteria have turd, if you know what I mean.
Oh, come on, let him in. Okay, which way did they go?
I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus.
Really?
Just wait, it's okay. Oh, Spike, it's okay. It's not gonna hurt you.
You're basing that information on what exactly?
I am a government agent with the Office of Laboratory Animal Welfare. This is not the first weird animal escape I've seen.
I dealt with that zombie zoo from last year, and that was on an island with the giant ape, so definitely used to this kind of stuff.
We'll argue about this later.
But eventually Spike is captured by the evil businessman and taken away into his evil white van. Which leads me to ask,
Yeah, I won't be that nice.
what is the plan here? They're gonna kidnap this dinosaur and then have a dinosaur? How does that help this guy's weirdly powerful shadow organization? Well, their backing up beeper is up to code, so there's nothing I can do about this.
Why isn't he moving? I lose this grant if he's no longer alive.
Wait, so you're going to apply for a research grant that specifically requires you to have a live dinosaur? Because a recently deceased dinosaur wouldn't be revolutionary enough to warrant further study?
We need Tommy.
No, we need you. I staked my reputation, my career, and this grant on you.
Now don't make me regret investing my entire livelihood in a 10-year-old.
You, order anything?
Well, I put in an order with the 1-hour plant delivery service, but that was only 15 minutes ago.
From Ethan.
Looks like they're buying it.
Based on what? They just read 2 words off your post-it.
Reynolds brought in?
Checks out.
Hey, editors, I think this is where you wanted to put the "it looks like they bought it" line.
You smell that?
Yeah, listen, it might be time for me to mention that I'm on this new all-cabbage diet. Hey, Steve, this robot dinosaur just pooped out a donut hole. That can't be what the boss has been getting all those research grants for, can it? That's fine by me. Yeah, I mean, they are pretty tasty. I just thought we were, working on something bigger. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually coming around to this idea now. Our tax dollars need to be doing more of this and less buying Escalades for police officers who rescue weird animals.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Well then, he'll die.
Or you could go kidnap the other kid who actually made him.
Die?
Apparently you're not above that.
Can help.
No, we are not calling Tommy.
I don't care if he is the greatest scientific mind of our time. He can't be in our cool dinosaur
How
club.
can be involved in the death of the greatest scientific discovery of our time?
Kid, you're not smart enough to have an impact one way or the other. You could leave and exactly the same thing would happen.
Find that, Ethan. You and your donut pooping dinosaur are out. Get off the property.
Stupid don'ts.
Hey, I'm not stupid. You're stupid. Stupid. Hey, here's a question. Why doesn't he ask one of these fully grown adult scientists for help on this project? Maybe they have some ideas. It's raining donuts out of your butt. Donuts. I don't know what's what.
Stop! You're trespassing on private property!
Guys, move. Come on.
But sir, what about the robot that poops donut holes? We're pretty sure it must be violating the laws of conservation of math somehow. That seems pretty scientifically significant.
I was really stupid. Spike's amazing, and I didn't know Reynolds would take it as far as he is. He just wants Spike here so we can get that grant.
Grant isn't good enough for him, you know?
Take over Keith's project just because they can. I want to make it up to you. And I think I know how.
Do you like donut holes? Okay, so your cover story is that you're two scientists hit with Vistatech's new shrinking technology. Go!
Oh, save your story.
This is all because the Republicans repealed Obamacare, isn't it?
Out of here.
Hey, let me out! Hey, there's no air in here! I can't see! Hey guys, you know that I'm dying of lack of oxygen, right? I can't... They don't have oxygen tanks or anything in there? This is really your best option. I may have failed this dinosaur thing, but I'm definitely getting to the bottom of who stole our trash cans. They look similar to adults, but they're shorter. Man, first stealing a trash can and now littering? Really goes to show you, the youth of today are out of control. Wait a minute. When you said he needed oxygen earlier, did you mean he needs the force essence of plants? Because otherwise, this makes no sense! There's just as much oxygen in the forest as there is anywhere else. It's called atmospheric diffusion.
Take a deep breath, okay?
Oh, thanks, guys. That's been the problem all this time. I haven't been taking deep breaths. Now I'm totally better. Hey, kids. Smokey Dinosaur here, reminding you that only you can prevent giant explosions from oxygen-saturated forests.
No.
Wait, is he supposed to be dead now? I can't tell because you guys didn't invest in a puppet that could close its eyes. M. Night Shyamalan presents The Happening 2, Dinosaur Happenings.
You're too late.
Now I'm never gonna get into yaps.
I think I feel a pulse. See? He could still be alive.
You could feel his pulse by lightly touching him through a thick blanket? Man, these kids are not good at establishing time of death. And in other news, Vistatech's forest oxygen truck business continues to founder. Are modern kids simply not interested in buying oxygen in a forest in the same way that they would buy ice cream in their neighborhood? More at 11. Did we suddenly take a detour into a used car dealership commercial? This random trash can in the middle of the woods doesn't have what I was looking for. Inconceivable.
Back away. Hadley.
Is this guy for real?
This is Vistatech property, and that dino is mine.
Back away.
He belongs to Tommy.
I don't have a gun or anything,
Dr.
but...
Reynolds. This is Vistatech property, and that dino is
Y'all
mine.
better be good.
Dr. Reginald Reynolds, you are under arrest for kidnapping and animal cruelty.
What are you talking
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can, will be used against you.
Hadley, you will never teach again!
Attorney, you cannot afford
Oh, hey,
one will be
coffee next week, maybe?
Let's go.
I'm looking for
If you decide to answer questions now without an attorney present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to an attorney. Knowing and understanding your rights as I've explained them to you, are you willing to answer my questions without an attorney present?
Cynthia, your mom is Tabitha Nolan, the CEO of Genoshark? Why didn't you tell me? She doesn't like to brag.
You know, I had expected that at this point in the movie, Jurassic School had run out of ways to baffle and annoy me. But no. This Deus Ex Machina, completely out of nowhere, with no establishment at any previous point in the plot, takes even more of the cake than the rest of the movie had already taken. What are you doing?
Tommy.
Hi.
Well, I guess this means I get to stay in Yaps. I got what I wanted out of you, Spike. See ya!
Oh, there you two
I
are.
was just on my morning jog through Deus Ex Machina Park, and here you are.
I couldn't get a hold of you guys. I'm so glad you're okay. I can't believe this.
Mom.
Tommy made a dinosaur. Which is kind of a big deal.
You know, it seems like every year they start mansplaining younger and younger. Hey, Tommy, one of my fingernails seems to be broken off. Tommy, can you help me? It's incredibly painful. At Genesis, we keep women in their place with glass walls that match our glass ceiling.
Spuck seems to be an excellent hell today, man.
Excellent hell?
Yep, and thanks to Cynthia's DNA patch, he can finally breathe her 21st century air.
He wants to show you his new trick.
Worst high five ever. And that was Jurassic School. On the downside, on one of the many downsides, the child actors in this movie are not good. The story is not good. But I'm gonna give them a little bit of props. Because as wooden and unexpressive as it was, I thought that the use of the puppet dinosaur gave something a little extra to this movie. I was coming into this fully expecting to have terrible CG that was almost never on the screen, and melding the two methods of creating a dinosaur where there was the occasional full body shot that had varying levels of success in the CG department with the actual puppeteered head and occasional tail action. I thought that was actually effective from just a mechanical filmmaking perspective. So I'm going to give them a few points there. But it's not enough to save this film. I can see this maybe being appealing to the audience that's the age of the kids in this movie. There is some interesting dinosaur action, and if you're got a kid that's interested in dinosaurs, interested in science, maybe he would sit down and watch this for a few minutes. But it's not a good dinosaur movie. I don't know why it's so hard for the Asylum to put together a decent B-grade dinosaur movie. I've reviewed a good number of their films that feature dinosaurs, and for some reason they just cannot get that concept to be fun. This movie actually gets closer than many of the ones that I've talked about in the past, but it's still a far cry from hitting the mark. So until next time, for Albert vs. the Asylum, I'm Albert, reminding you that no matter how impressive your scientific achievements are, no one's going to take you seriously if you get kicked out of Yaps. Take care, guys.